Oh, it's hot. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Benis aka Bougie Bambi. So today we're going to be discussing my worst confrontation with a teacher. So just to jumpstart the whole story, it ended with a teacher being fired. So how did it all begin? What happened? Okay, so in JHS3, if you've gone to St. Peter's or if you're in any African school or Ghanaian school, you know that we do get punished, we get lashed, we get beaten. Yeah, it happens. If you're in Europe, you don't experience this. Well, in Africa we do. So there was this one time where all the teachers were having a meeting, I think. So then all the students had to be in class and we're told to read and do things on our own. And a few people were selected in the class to write the names of talkatives, which are basically the people talking in class. So whenever they write the names and after every a few hours or few minutes or something, a teacher would pass by and then check the names and then punish the people. So they wrote the names and well, my name came up. My name was written because, well, I am a talkative. So my name turned up and a teacher came in. Let's just name him Mr. A. So Mr. A came in and took the names and then he was going to punish the students. So when he took the... Whoa, it's hot. Okay. So Mr. A took the names and was going to punish the students, but there was something about Mr. A. Yeah, he was those kind of teachers that was he was so friendly that you could pay him. You pay him as 1 cedi or 2 cedis and then, well, all is forgiven. You can go sit down or something like that. So he called my name, Bennett, and all the people I was talking to, all of us were called, and then we came to the front, and all this these girls that had the money to pay, and we're all not a big deal, yeah. So we all paid the 1 cedi and then we all went to sit down, and this man came again and new names had been written. And well, once again, my name was Pat, because, excuse me, I'm sorry, I like to talk. So my name was Pat and he called us again and I paid the money. But then it was he came back 2, 3, 4 times, and every single time I paid the money, it was getting annoying. And I'm sorry, but my parents don't give me money for the week or money for the day just so I can pay a teacher off, you know. That is bribery and corruption. I mean, I was willingly taking part in it because I didn't want to get lashed and all, but then still there is a limit to it, you know. So paying all of this money, all of these things was making me broke. So I decided to, well, stand up for myself. And let me tell you, standing up for yourself in an African school or even an African home is not a good thing, because it is seen as disrespectful. It is seen that you are someone who does not obey authorities and all that kind of stuff. So by standing up to any authority figure, you're seen as a really disrespectful child. But that was not what I was going for. So the teacher came back a 4th or 5th time, and I had paid all the other times, yeah. So he came back this time around and I did not want to pay. I'm sorry, but I was running out of money. So he came back and I was Mr. A, my money is getting finished. My parents didn't give me money for me to come and be paying so I don't get beaten or something. I mean, you could say that I could have just stopped talking, okay? I could have just stopped talking, but I didn't. And well, yeah, so to some extent it was my fault. But then I was trying to be we can't keep paying this kind of amount every single time. And I mean, if you came once or twice a day, that's okay, but you've come so many times, and all this time so many people have paid. You've earned so much money just from this one class. Imagine all the other classes you go to and all the money you're earning from all those other classes. And I'm sorry, I'm not someone who just keeps quiet somewhat, just this kind of stuff. So I spoke. Worst mistake ever, because when I spoke, he got so pissed that I was being disrespectful just because I was paying him a cedi for him to not do what he's supposed to do, just to punish me, which I deserve. So then I was I'm sorry, but then this is just too much. All of a sudden the whole thing escalated. It got wow, Bennett, you're so disrespectful, stand there, I'm going to beat you. So yeah, everyone else had the chance to pay that money, and then they all sat down. And I was okay, let me just pay this money and go sit down because I'm done arguing with this man. So I took money out of my pocket to give to him. He was no, he's not going to take it. He doesn't need my money. If he takes my money, I'm going to end up disrespecting him just because of this one CD I'm giving to him. So then my friends that were sitting there were like, oh, Mr. A would pay for her, would pay for her. He was like, no, I don't want it. I don't want anyone's money. I don't want her money. I'm going to punish her. She deserves it. So like, yeah. So he was hell bent on punishing me and kept on going like I deserve it because, well, I spoke against him, blah blah blah. So then he like made a circle in front of like the dexes. He made like a circle of chalk and told me to stand in there. It was a really small circle and told me to stand in there. He was like, he was going to lash me around. I think it was 5 or something. But if I move out of that circle, he'd start all over again. Let me tell you, the circle was so small. So I stood in the circle, yeah. And the cane, oh my god, I feel like that cane had been soaked in water before. Damn. Oh, so I stood like he had taken his time to go select the cane he was going to use to lash me. And I just felt like I was going to die. So I stood in the circle and like this man beats me the first time. He beats me the first time and I'm just like trying to be like, oh, this hard girl, you know. I was just standing there, but it hurt so bad. I was just standing there. And then he came the second time again, and you could see like by the faces of all the people in the class that like he was not going easy on me. It was the most painful canes I had ever received. And let me tell you, this is coming from someone that has received so many canes. Because sorry, but I was not like those quiet students or anything like that, or like the person who listens to teachers or anything. So I was not the quiet type, yeah. So that was not my first time being lashed or anything like that. But those canes, I was feeling them like in the core of my body, like my very soul. So the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and when he was done like lashing me, I just ran out of the class because like I couldn't stay in the class to cry. Like the pain was just so much. God, I can still relive the day, you know. So just think about it and you like just end up thinking about it. It was the worst experience I had ever had with a teacher. So I ran upstairs and like I went to one of the empty SHS classes in the school, and I went there and I was crying so bad. Like I don't even know how some students found me and then they came over and like they came to talk to me and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know how or like if I even went back to the class, but what I know is like at the end of the school day I had to go home and I could not sit in the car. We like my friends and I took like a public transportation, we call it church. We got in there and I could not sit down. I remember one of my friends, Leanne, she decided to like go with me because we lived like around the same place, like we used the same route home. So she was with me and I could not sit down. She held me the whole time. And like when I got home, I was trying, like I don't know, but for some reason I was trying to protect the teacher because I felt like he was going through his own thing. Like maybe he just took his anger on me, he was going through his own thing, so I didn't want to say anything. But then like the canes I had received had already spread in the whole school. Like, oh, this happened to Bennett, this happened to Bennett. So like everyone knew. And I was in the same school with my siblings. So I get home, I didn't want to say anything, and I'm just like lying down on the couch. I'm just like lying down on the couch because, well, I could not sit down. I was lying down on the couch and then my mom comes and she's like, what happened? And me being the good person, I'm trying to protect like the teacher, and like my younger sister comes in, she's like, oh, Mr. 8-bit Ben is in, like blah 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 blah. Then she told my mom every single thing. Then my mom was so pissed. Like at that time she didn't know I couldn't sit down, so she wanted to talk to me and I was trying to get up. That was the most painful movement I had ever done. Like getting up was hard and then I had to sit. I could not. I was trying so hard to like shift like my ass so I could sit like halfway, so like the parts where the cane was I wouldn't feel it, but it was not working because the pain was everywhere, like literally everywhere. I could feel the pain. I could feel the pain everywhere. Oh my god. So then like I told her my ass hurts, I can't sit down. And let me tell you, that just triggered her. That's triggered her. She called my auntie. They started talking, you know, like I was even scared. I was scared on behalf of the teacher. I was scared. The next day she's like, you're not going to school. And then she called the school and she was like, this happened to my daughter. And the director was like, oh, could you please come to the school so it would solve this? It's like, so the director was like, could you please come to the school, ma'am, so we could solve this. So my mom, like, I dressed up. She told me not to wear any school uniform because I wasn't going to stay in the school. So we went to like the director's office and he came over and then we were talking. And then he was like, what happened, blah blah blah. Then I explained it to him, but then I don't think he listened to like the explanation very well, because the minute he heard like the teacher was taking money from us, he wanted to like go confront the teacher. So we got to the school and he was like, all the students should come out, all the Form 3 students, because they had to confirm the story. So all the Form 3 students to come out. There was a whole assembly and everything. Then everyone came out and he said the story. Like everyone came out, like an assembly was called and everyone came out. And the question he asked them was, does Mr. A take money from you so he doesn't beat you? And you know, even if a lot of people say no, right, there are people who would say yes, because it wasn't just to me he was doing it. He was doing it to basically everyone in the school, every single student. So then they were all like, yes, he takes money from us. And then they called the teacher to come down. They called the teacher to come down, like right in front of the whole school. He was fired. Like I didn't expect that. I didn't think he'd get fired. So that actually surprised me, and I kind of felt really sad and bad for him. But my mom was like, it's not my fault. He deserves what happened to him. But I still think till date that he didn't, because yeah, I mean, he did hurt me like bad. But still, like, no one deserves that. I feel like he got like embarrassed in front of the whole school, and that I was not happy about. But like, yeah, when he got after he was fired, the director told me to come stand in front of the school and like show them my wounds. So I think he thought the wounds were like was like on my back, because then they gave me trousers to wear just so I could raise the dress I was wearing. But I stood in front of the school and my mom raised my dress, and the shorts they had given me to wear, she was now pulling the shorts down to show my ass to the school. She was going to show my ass to the school. But the thing was that in that moment, in that moment, I did not care. Like, that was not what was bothering me. My problem was I was in pain. Like, not the fact that a teacher had been fired or my ass was going to be shown to the school, like nothing like that. I was just in pain. So when my mom like raised my dress and was pulling my like the shorts down, that was when the director realized, oh my god, wait, it's her ass. He lashed her ass. Ma'am, please stop. And like my mom stopped him and was like, we're so sorry, the school apologizes, blah blah blah. So like, yeah, but I felt so bad for the teacher that, I mean, just to say, I did go look for the teacher. Yes, I found him. I did go look for the teacher and like we sorted all this out. But I mean, he had already lost his job that I couldn't do anything about. But the little way we could help Mr. A, my family did. But like, I have forgiven him for the canes and the pain I went through. I mean, maybe if I had just paid, everything would have been okay. Well, thank you so much for getting all the way to this story. And if you've gotten this far and you still haven't subscribed, my love, baby boy, baby girl, click on that subscription button and also press the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I post a new video. Till next time.